All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another morning broadcast. This morning we had CPI come out, so we'll start there and then we'll get to the game plan. All right. So yesterday I mentioned that investors would be. Oh, sorry. I think it's my YouTube. Oh, all right. So yesterday we talked about how this week investors would be worried about CPI, and today it came out mixed, and it should keep the Fed on track to cut. So what we saw with the announcement, we saw stocks pop. That initial pop was due to CPI being in line with the numbers serving are communicating, like that release will be aligned with the Fed continuing to cut. So that's normally good for stocks. Okay. All right. So we're still bullish overall, as I mentioned. And we've been saying the same thing for the past few weeks. After that pullback, many reasons that we're bullish. Earnings, AI is still booming, more clarity on trade wars and tariffs. And then now CPI gave us some insight into inflation. And that should keep the Fed on track to cut. So that typically has a positive effect on the market. So what did we do yesterday? So yesterday we took the crypto related names. So for some reason this thing is showing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So looks like I think I got to close this thing. I had to re-upgrade my charts. But okay. All right. So Bitcoin gapped. We talked about that. While it pulled back, SBET had some major range here yesterday, or are good enough for us to take nice scalps here on the way up. So that one popped. It was in our game plan. We took it live in our Zoom call. So that popped and eventually shorted off following Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin really didn't rally as much, and it ended up shorting, but SBET rallied, and also BMNR. This is another one that we took. So it gapped yesterday, and then the opening range break was here, popped, pulled back, and then continued higher, pulled back again, and then pushed, and then it eventually just shorted off. Okay, so we'll watch the levels here. We saw a dip here before the CPI news, and then this one rallied. We saw BMNR. We saw a slight jump on Bitcoin as well with that news. Okay, so we're still like in a risk on environment. We'll watch the levels that have been established on SBET and BMNR, and we'll take those trades or those tickers if we have opportunity that presents itself. Okay. All right. So now what's next, right? We traded SOUN yesterday. So beautiful, beautiful setup. This was my main setup. We had earnings Thursday. So earnings, we traded SOUN on Friday, and we looked for a second day play yesterday, which didn't disappoint. We were trading all these at the same time. SOUN out of the gate, opening range, breakout. That one popped, and then we had while that pushed and pulled back here, we had more entries there, and then it moved sideways. So while it's moving sideways here, just moving lateral. If it starts to break out of yesterday's high, then we may have more trading, or even if it dips, we can still look for more opportunities there. So SOUN, a good chart, good catalyst that came out to support the move. Now, SoFi. So SoFi is one that, sorry, this thing I'm using the Trading View application, and I probably have to close it and open it back up again. Okay, so SoFi, which I didn't catch, this was all happening at the same time, but we were watching them. So we just had a really nice game plan. SoFi popped yesterday and ran for a bit and ended up shorting. Popped up here. What we're going to see is stocks like Nvidia will have that initial pop. So SoFi, the tech names, even Quantum, we saw yesterday. Those are running up, and we saw them gap up today. So we will keep our eye on SoFi and the like. If you look at QBTS here, we saw it ran up yesterday, and we saw initial pop, right? So we're looking at the AI tech-related companies for potential continuation. We'll see what volume comes in, and we'll get active wherever we find it. Okay. So if you're just coming in, let me know what you're looking at. We started slightly late this morning with the game plan, but we're here. So if you're in the Zoom, let me know what you need to see or what you're looking at, and I'll give my commentary. Okay. All right. So let's do it. Okay. All right. So now let's take a step back and let's talk about the scan. So if you look at the scan this morning, I can cycle through a few of these names, like ATNF. This was one that popped here. If you look at the chart itself, it was in a range, and then price pulled out, and then we were just approaching pre-market highs, and we broke out. Now, the catalyst here is a bit tricky. So I'd say, yeah, the catalyst here is a bit tricky. I'd say we watch it. 6 million float just broke out of that range. This is where I was going with it, Reza. As we have, look at the stock itself. It's been on a trend. We had several stock splits. We were in the range, and then it broke out. Low float. So I'm looking at it for just short-term opportunities. Short-term opportunities there, right? So that's the easiest way to sum that one up. You may see a few others like Wow here. Nope, that's not it. Wide open. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one popped. This privatization deal is similar to one of the stocks we talked about yesterday, right? So the acquisitions, these privatization deals, a lot of the spike is already priced in, and it's priced in very quickly. So there may not be any edge there for us on this type, right? So if you have more questions about it, let me know. Okay, so here, Elf Beauty, bang bang. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. So a few of these, you have to we have to cycle through these and see what's worth it. I'd say for me the best plays lie in those that I covered already, or we have a few that are sort of like mid cap that may be better plays to take. Okay. So for example, we have the like if you can trade large, you got Circle, it's booming. Earnings came out. I think like over 50% revenue growth year over year. So that one spiked and it is running. Okay. So this is another one. They beat revenue, and so we're going to see that spike. So these earnings plays, if you can take advantage of them, that'll be great. If you look at the energy names like OKLO, see. No, not OKLO. Sorry, 1 second. I got sound. There we go. Okay, so then there's a few. So we have the earnings plays. We have some things that popped up on the scan like ATNF. Somebody put ELF. I don't see that one. ELFBD. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, so if you could do large, I probably focus on something like Circle, or the mid cap like ONO. And the price action on those look very, very good. So I look at those as well. You can. I wouldn't say like, don't look at ELF Beauty, but if you trade large caps, those earnings plays they have significant potential here, especially with the amount of pre-market trading that's happening here. Just a significant amount of pre-market trading there, stepping, like squeezing up higher and higher. So if you can trade those, definitely take a look at those. Okay. All right. I have a question about ATNF. Do you think break of 5.5 would have been a good entry, or 5.7? All right. That's a good question. Okay, so this is how I see these here. So if it's squeezing up to a pre-market high, okay, like here is the pre-market high. That's where we were at. If it starts to squeeze up, then I'm looking at like that 5.6, 5.7 area break there. You could look at VWAP here, pushes and breaks, and you trade this here. Most definitely, the way that it broke, you just want to take profit around here. So I may be quicker to exit, but as it's breaking through, I'd say that's an entry there. Okay, but I wouldn't, if you have enough space between VWAP, this level, and the next swing point that's right here, and you have volume, elevated volume, and the tape looks good, then around here could be an entry, especially since it formed a double bottom. Right, so here, pushed up and pulled and just kept rising here. So that's a double bottom, right? That right there is an entry, and then as it's breaking there, especially since it's squeezed up. So yeah, and then just watching it where it is now, as it's pulling back, if we get another double bottom or consolidation and break to the upside, then that's an entry. Okay. All right. So Coral says CGC. Okay. This is probably related to, there was another company that we just pulled up. This is I believe this is a cannabis company. Yeah. How U.S. marijuana reclassification could help cannabis companies. That's probably that's probably the catalyst that's helping out, that's pushing those companies. So just be mindful of what, where your idea comes from. Okay. All right. So let's get it. I mean, yesterday, as I mentioned, I love those Monday mornings where you come in and it's booming. It's booming. Yeah, those are always really good. Now, one that I think this one, Hanes brand, this one spiked. It's an acquisition deal. So this one could continue to run. I just say I'm not taking anything on the opening range break here, but just watch to see if the volume comes in, higher float, 350 million. So, this is one that we could keep an eye on as well. So the deal hasn't materialized just yet. So just we can watch it. I just wanted to comment on that one. But all of the others that I talked about are, for me, they're higher priority. Okay. Good morning. All right, we have 2 minutes to the open. Do you think SOUN will continue to run, or should I get out now? Man, it's hard to say what it will do. You have to have exit criteria. It can absolutely continue. So follow your exit criteria, but I'm looking at it for more entries. Okay. All right. Hope y'all have a good day. If you're on the stream, if you're on the Zoom, stay on. Let's get it. All right. If you want to trade with us, hit the link in the description. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.